Hey, ladies and gentlemen of real estate investment trusts, the S-REITs had the mother of all rallies yesterday. And today, the volumes and the prices holding firm. As we speak, the 10-year bond yield has fallen below 10%. And let's look at some of the top fantastic REITs, right? The first table shows you that market behavior has turned. The turnover for the top few stocks. Now, you actually have a list of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 stocks with total volume of more than 20 million in a single day, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday. What are those names? They are number one, Capital Mall Trust, two, Ascendus REIT, three, ESR Logos REIT, four, Lendlease Global REIT, volume was 27.2 million, Fraser Logistics and Communication, Mapletree Logistics Trust, Mapletree PAC, and Capo REIT. Now, this huge volume, for example, take the first one, Capital Mall Trust, 47 million, ladies and gentlemen, 47 million. For the past few weeks or even for the past few months, if you add up all the days of the week on Capital Mall, or as a matter of fact, Ascendus REIT, you don't even get 47 million in the whole week, let alone one particular day. Does it mean that institutional investors are back in a big way? If that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, if you have missed out on the rally, should be jumping in. But then again, because you had listened to GCP Global as well as the past videos, you notice that we really told you in October and September when September markets are low. Look at our past videos. You notice that we were buying, we were telling you, we were sharing it in our GCP Global Investment class. So you should be benefiting. Well, take a look. Even in my last uh, media interview, that's the Business Times podcast interview just last month, conducted the SPH premise. This was actually, Gentleman Green is actually senior property correspondent, Mr. Leslie Yee, interviewed me. And in that part, if you play the forecast, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very interesting podcast. In fact, most Business Times property podcasts hosted by Mr. Leslie Yee are very good information. Now, when he actually asked me which are the top three stocks, I've mentioned, not surprisingly, again, look at the table, ladies and gentlemen, that the top two stocks in terms of volume was Capital Mall Trust and Ascendus REIT. Well, those are my top two names mentioned during the BT podcast interview. Well, it's still in there. You can go hear it. It's about 19-minute long. I think that portion of recommendation came in around the 11-minute level. So for those who just want jump to that level, do listen to that. But more importantly, our past videos also showed you that we went on holidays. We told you that it's time to buy. We told you that it's time to go in big, especially when the correction was already overextended. Well, what about the third name? Look at this table again. The third name is ESR Logos, and on Thursday, that's yesterday, the total volume raked in is 27.7 million. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, again, it's record volume for ESR. Does it mean, therefore, that ESR that have gone on roadshows in the US, in America, in Europe, as well as Thailand, as well as actually various places in the last couple of months, have actually got investors, especially institutional investors, excited about it? Well, in our last lunch with the senior management team, that includes Mr. Adrian Chu. Yes, that's the handsome gentleman on my right, holding up the wine glass, as well as Miss Charlene Chang, the beautiful lady next to me on my left. She is the head of acquisitions and capital markets in ESR, as well as actually the next person next to her is actually my beautiful wife, Miss Carmen Low. Next to her is Miss Lin Ong, the beautiful IR person, as well as Mr. Saiki, text to it. In that lunch interview, which I shared with you in previous videos, we told you that institutional investors are finding that ESR logos have done well. They have taken the brave move to actually bring down gearing at a time when gearing is actually ultra high, and that has actually switch a lot of interest into ESR logos. And there you have it. You saw the volume on yesterday. It's 27.7 million. Holy, I can't say holy shit, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe holy cow. Okay. Now The fourth name is actually Lenly's Global Read. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are right. In previous videos, I showed you our lunch with the CEO, Mr. Kelvin Chow. And first week of January again, I'll be meeting him over dinner for a greater discussion on Lenly's. And remember in our last video when we profiled Lenly's, we told you that there were questions asked when the REIT got smashed down to below 50 cents, right? Whether there was anything wrong with it. And guess what? On Thursday, barely 2 months, the share price now is 64 cents. That is up a whopping 20, almost 25%. Well, you would have caught all of this if you have listened to our video classes, or even read our Zaobao interview. You notice that in the Zaobao interview, I've mentioned a couple of names that are actually poised for and will lead the rebound if the rebound comes, and that includes the like of ART, CDL Hotel Trust, uh, Li- Landlease REIT, Mint, that's Maple 3 Industrial Trust, FLT, which was in the top table, as well as Ascendus REIT. Okay, so moving on, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you may think, that, well, the other peripheral REITs like Capital Land Ascot REIT, for which I've just had lunch with Ms. Serena Teo, the CEO of the company, Maple Tree Industrial Trust, Capital DC, and Suntec all also raked up more than 10 million in terms of volume yesterday. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may ask, hey, can this sense of timing, this sense of ability to read the market and entering just before the rally happens, it's been a hallmark of GCP Global, and thankfully we are lucky, but many years of luckiness, maybe portends a skill that we have. But guess what? So maybe in today's video, I'll just share with you what are the key things and how to stay alert, how to be sharp. Okay. As a matter of fact, I do this exercise, and you can try this. Just do 20 of this per day. Watch it and do it every day. Keep yourself healthy. Keep your brain strong, and keep yourself sharp and sagacious as a REIT investor, so that you can and is able to catch. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do you get your timing right all the time? Well, just do this every day. Sharpen your mind. The normal, humble chin up. Just 20 times a day. 20 times. 1 cent. I'll show you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just do 20 a day because it helps to strengthens your deltoids, enhances your biceps, and enhances your triceps. Well, enjoy this rally while it lasts because you pick it right, because you follow GCP Global. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Do this 20 per day. You will be good. You will be sharp. You will be sagacious, as what we have been able to do. Well, one of the other things that we want to share in this rally, going as well as going ahead, which we think will be a nice, powerful one, right to the end of the year and even in the early part of next year, is very tempting to be buying some of those cheaper or REITs that's selling at really dirt cheap prices, because in the first place the share price has fallen. Now, these are what I term. Now, just take a look at this table. Look at the first column where it listed the number of REITs, and you compare since the Federal Reserve increased interest rates started increased interest rates in March last year, right up to the lows this time around on Thursday of 26th of October, right? You will see that some of these REITs have sold off very badly. The likes of number one, Manulife REIT, which collapsed 92%. The share price went from 65 cents to 5 cents. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on the 26th of October, it's only worth this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 5 cents or gotiam. Okay? Yeah, the REIT may have rebounded a few, or 1 or 2 cents. That's percentage wise is big. But The fundamental nature of the REIT, has it changed? Something we will answer later. Okay. Now, what about prime US REIT? In the aftermath of the interest rates, you notice that the share price collapsed almost 90 cents or so, down 87%. And yes, on Thursday, it's actually up a bit. But guess what? It's not even worth more than this 20 cents. Nengka. Okay, 20 cents on Nengka, ladies and gentlemen. And what about the other two names? Capital Old and Elite Commercial both collapsed 73% and 64%. Now, shareholders of these two REITs, if you actually woke up since the IPO end of October of this year, you notice, oh my goodness, what happened? You notice that essentially these are the REITs, that have lost 60, 70% of capital, which means that you put in $1 million, 700 over thousand are gone in this last few years. And what are they worth now? Well, they're worth close to like this. Okay, I can use two hands today now. Yes, you're right, ladies and gentlemen. 30 cents or roughly saka. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, one of the key things that the late Mr. Charlie Munger says that, to enjoy and lead a good, peaceful life. Stay away from toxic people. Stay away from things that are toxic, and don't say anything that's toxic. Now, if I may just paraphrase and add, one of the key things is that we as investors are individuals. Individuals are affected mentally, physiologically, and psychologically. And normally, most of the time, we react double to negativity in our life as opposed to positivity. So, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we always tell you don't take things for granted. So, in order to prepare for that, please try not to have toxic REITs in your portfolio. In this case, the meaning of toxicity means, according to the Oxford Dictionary, present unpleasant experiences for people that comes in touch with the REITs. So the likes of Manulife, Prime, Capital Old, and Elite, Commercial REIT, Digital Core REIT, are they really toxic? Are they therefore even guijiam, so to speak, present good buy options for you? And do you even want to get involved? Well, something for you to answer. Okay. Then, of course, if you go down further the list, there are people like Cromwell, and iRead. Well, we've been meeting Cromwell, the CEO and the management team. I generally have taken an interest in the REIT or going to meet them up since it listed, for the very first time because the share price is half. It does or may not present value. Well, I'll let you know after the meeting with the senior management. So till next week, do your exercises and do two things right. One is ride the winners in this current rally, and two, avoid toxic REITs in your portfolio. Once again, Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen.